So we have the whole, here we have the whole electronic series of grinders, the same makes and models with a grind-on-demand dozer with programmable touchpad. Every unit's programmable for a single or double dose within 1/10 of a gram. It has a grind counter so you can see the total number of portions ground. It does count the double as 2, single as 1, so you know how much coffee you've ground with that grinder in particular.
That's the mini, right?
That is the mini. This is unique in that it's not the exact same burst set as the mini dozer, and that's for speed reasons. They have developed a unique burst set for this particular grinder so that it's faster than its counterpart in the dozer design. It has a 64 millimeter burst set for this, and again, very popular for cafes for decaf primarily because you're always fresh grinding as opposed to holding ground coffee. And it can also be purchased with a short hopper for a home environment. Moving up, you have the Super Jelly again. This is in the grind on demand. You'll notice now instead of having a timer switch or an automatic, it does just have an on-off switch because it's only turning on the electronic functions. So you can literally turn the unit on. And one of the nice features they have is just a manual grind, so you can put a portafilter in. You can purge the grinder if it's been sitting for an hour or two, get that coffee out, and then start fresh with either a single or double dose. All of the grinders have a specially designed funnel housing. This funnel works in accompaniment with the electronics of the unit. It is a anti-static environment so that when the coffee is ground, it falls at a consistent rate and does not stick to the interior and falls perfectly into a portafilter. It's designed for the different models with different heights so that the touchpad's consistent at height and the coffee comes out at a consistent height. So you'll see as the models go up, the actual dosing mechanism gets longer, but functionally speaking, the electronic anti-static environment is exactly the same for all of them. There's also a safety feature in this too, where you can't stick your fingers to where the coffee's coming out. And the first two models have what they call a portafilter rest, again for a busy cafe, and this is a feature available as an add-on to any of the models where you can literally grind, turn your back, come back, retrieve it, and particularly nice for the smaller ones, again for decaf. So as you move up the line, we come to the Mazzer Electronic, again 84 millimeter flat burr design, same features as the dozer version. All of these models are available in the United States in 3 finishes. They're available in a polished silver enamel, a flat black enamel, and now for the same pricing, a polished aluminum housing. So they take the natural housing of the unit and polish it. It is an aluminum cast housing. And then it's lacquered on the exterior to give a nice shiny finish to be held. Moving up, we have the Cony Electronic, same as the Cony dozer. It is a 63 millimeter conical burr set. Same safety features. Again, a half-speed motor so that you're getting a very consistent, same temperature grind all the time, programmable single-double. I should note that the dozer program buttons are openly programmable. Either button can be up to 28 grams, I believe, so you can have it programmed to any volume you want. It doesn't have to be specific. Some people are using these grinders without the forks to grind, for example, pour-over coffee for a pour-over environment where it's a coarser grind and they may have a higher volume and they're using it very consistently, particularly in the smaller grinders, but any of the dozers can be programmable that way. And then we come up to the largest and the most expensive model available, the Mazzer Electronic. It has a manufacturer's list price of, I believe, $4,800. And it has all the same features as the dozer and the Cony. It's an 73 millimeter conical burr set, very fast, high speed, grind on demand, no temperature buildup. All the electronic grinders in the professional series, the Mazzer, the Cony, and the Mazzer have a cooling fan that's activated when the motor has run and for a period of time afterwards, so air is drawn in from the exterior around the motor and sucked out the back of the unit. So if there was any heat buildup from constant use in the motor itself, it would be cooled down on a constant basis. This would be the signature grinder you would see most professional baristas purchasing for their cafes. So very high quality, all metal component, essentially a lifetime warranty for the operations and mechanics. Although the manufacturer says a year, they've been known to warranty any failure of a component for probably up to 5 years, depending on what the failure was. Very durable, very heavy duty. The standards for manufacturing at the factory, they make every piece of this, except for the things that are obvious. The housings are cast off site, but all the internal components are made on site. This is the only manufacturer in the world that actually makes its own grinder blades, and they're all done by CNC automated machines. The standards for tolerance within the factory are 1/10,000th of a millimeter for consistency from part to part and from batch to batch. So I would say that these are, you could easily say they're military grade, if there was such a thing for coffee. And the blades themselves are very, very, very particular. All the blades, all the cuts of the blade, everything has been scientifically designed for particle size consistency internally by a team of engineers, and they plot out different batch sets of their grinder burrs to make sure that every batch that's made is exact same consistency for grind particle size. They have a particle analyzer they use to analyze that and look at the particulate matter, and to make sure that it's exactly as they want it, the lowest amount of powder. And when they make adjustments to it, it's always just to keep that absolute consistency.